Yo, what is up, guys? I'm here with my good friend and fellow high ticket closer, Thomas from Switzerland. Good to have you here, bro.
Good to having me, thank you.
And what we're gonna do today, this is gonna be a different video from what I typically do on this channel. I'm gonna do an interview with Thomas because he has a very, very interesting story that I know a lot of you guys are gonna resonate with. He used to work in a 9 to 5 that he didn't like at all, and right now he's a closer, been doing it for a while. He has a very interesting story about how he went from literally working in 9 to 5 to now making multiple six figures per year in remote high ticket sales, traveling the world. So I'm going to interview him with you guys and share about like his stories, challenges he went through, how he got into sales, how he landed his first role, how his life looks like right now, and answer some of the common questions you guys have, because I know a lot of you guys are in 9 to 5s and looking to get into high ticket sales. You're curious. So I'm going to interview you, let you answer some of the questions and give some value. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. So yeah, first off, man, like, who are you and what do you do?
Sure. So yeah, you already said the main point. So my name is Thomas. I'm from Switzerland, and yeah, right now since more or less 3 years working as a high ticket closer, and loving it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Traveling the world, doing what I like, and yeah, just improving each area of life.
Nice, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. So first question I have, so you guys can like kind of understand like who you are, where you come from and stuff. I know a couple of years ago you were in the 9 to 5, right?
Yes.
What were you doing before, and like why did you end up leaving that eventually?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I did like the traditional path, which is like, went to school, high school, good grades, went to university, and then I ended up in a like classical 9 to 5 job. In like on paper it was a good 9 to 5 job. I was working in a huge investment bank, Swiss investment bank in Switzerland. So on paper, like everything like, was looking good, like Thomas, you made it. But I was just not happy there, I just felt dull. I felt, okay, like, is that really life? I worked my ass off. I did internships. I went to the best, I tried to get into the best universities, all that stuff, to be then in a big office in the center of a gray city, European city, and live like I was sharing flats. Like I don't know what the English word is, but I was sharing the apartment with other like young professionals.
Yeah.
And they also had like good jobs. I work as consultants for like, and one is like Ernst & Young, the other one was for Accenture. And you saw on paper we all had like good jobs, but we were like sharing a flat, and which was fucked up. I was like, dude, everybody told me I will get rich if I do the traditional path, but I was there, and then I was working this classical 9 to 5 job in the financial industry in a big bank. So that's basically it.
All right.
I can go more into it as if you want.
That's interesting. I'm curious, like, because I know for myself and a lot of guys that we work with, like, a lot of people have that like voice inside of them telling that they want to like do something more and like just take their own path. I'm curious, like, for you, what was that? Like, what was the voice or like thing that happened, or like the thing that drove you to like get out eventually?
Good question, man. To be honest, it was just like a feeling in my gut, like a gut feeling that yeah, there's some flies here, and I don't know, man. It was just like I wasn't 100% happy. I felt I asked myself, is that really it? Like, is that going to work every day, like working with people, with colleagues that were always complaining about the weather, about that, and if I told them, hey, like. There are guys in, like 21-year-old in Dubai, in Miami, they're making so much. They would tell me, no, that's not possible. It's a scam. And they were like, dude, it is possible, because like I have a common friend and he tells me, and I went to high school with him. So I know it's true. It's happening. I mean, you don't have to be a genius to know that there's people making a lot of money in the online business space. So it was just like this environment of negative people, not enjoying, like if I had to do, and I know a lot of people can probably resonate with that, but if I wanted to do like a vacation, you have to apply 6 months in advance. Can I get 5 days off in like 6 months? And then like the boss will tell you, actually the other guys already put in then vacation, so you cannot take, you must take it another time. And it's just so you're not spontaneous. You have to plan 6 months in advance for like 1 week off. And also, like, for me, what was important was traveling the world, getting to know other cultures, other continents, learning other languages, meeting people like you and others. And I just knew, like, I cannot really get to know a country if I'm traveling for 1 week holidays in a hotel. And so for me, it was really like a gut feeling that I felt empty. I felt not happy, and I really started to questioning, like, is that really what I'm going to be doing for the next 30, 40 years of my life. And
Right.
for me, it was just like, no way. So that was it.
Gotcha. So at that point, what were you like? What were you doing? Did you get straight into sales, or did you try like making money online with other stuff, or like what was the path from that into sales? You know?
Yeah. I tried it all. Tried it all, but I didn't know that high ticket closing exists.
Yeah.
I have never heard. Back then, I had never heard of it. So I would do like all the classical stuff, like e-commerce.
Yeah.
Was the first one.
Drop shipping.
Yeah. So I did even for me like was. Like drop shipping, but e-commerce I really had to. I bought the fucking inventory.
Oh really? You did? Oh
Can
wow.
I curse on your channel?
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
cool. I bought, like I took my savings that I had from the army, because in Switzerland it's mandatory, like in Sweden or Austria, to go to the army.
Yeah.
So all my savings, I took it and I bought a lot of inventory.
Oh wow.
And then I shipped it to the US. Anyway, so it was a huge fail. So e-commerce, then I did like Amazon FBA. No wait, after I did a marketing agency, like with chatbot and ManyChat, and then after that I did Amazon FBA.
Oh wow.
And then when that failed, then it was like, then I heard about closing.
Okay.
And then I went.
How did you hear about closing? I'm curious.
Yeah, I was working in the 9-to-5 job. Amazon FBA was failing, so I already knew I was just getting rid of the inventory, so to at least make a little bit of money back. And then I saw a YouTube video.
Okay.
It was actually funny. That's I watch a lot of YouTubers still now, like about like entrepreneurial stuff and online business and closing and sales and mindset.
Yeah.
And then it was just recommended to me, like a 21 or 23-year-old young guy. I think he was like in Mexico or somewhere in the Caribbean, like a US and American.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I just made 10K. And he was like with his, that was back then, like the quality was shittier than now. And it was with his iPhone and it was bad quality. And it was really like trustworthy. I was like, okay, this guy, like he has nothing to sell. He was just like talking about it. And then I watched that video, and then I watched other videos from him, and then from other guys as well. And for me, it was important. I was very skeptical back then, because like 3 endeavors failed, 3 projects failed.
Yeah, it makes sense. I can see that.
And they were like, if I'm doing something new, like it has to be like good.
Yeah.
And for me, it was important that I understand the model behind it, because most of those online business models, they're really complex.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think if you want to make a lot of money, it has to be complex, but that's like completely BS.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Good point there.
So
what was it about the model that sold you? I guess because I agree with your point. A lot of people like that I've seen myself as well. It's like you try business, doesn't work out, and then it's like, hey, you're way more, I guess, like cautious with trying something new.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
So what was it about that? Like after you said 3 or 4 times that you tried before, what made you pursue remote sales, high ticket sales? Like what was it that sold you on that? You know, trying again.
Yeah, for me it was mainly, it just made sense to me. You know, because I was really skeptical, as you said. I was very skeptical. I mean, spent all my savings in all those different projects. Amazon FBA is also like very cash flow intensive. You have to, you know, pay a lot of the how you say, the factories first, a lot of money.
Yeah.
Anyway, so for me it was like number one, it just made sense. Like I understood, okay, it's just like, you know, there's online coaches, online businesses out there. They make a lot of, they run ads, they get a lot of leads coming in. And obviously they don't have the time to talk to all of those leads every day. So it just made sense. It was very simple. And I could see why they would pay 10, 15, 20% in commission for their closers, or let's say digital salespeople.
Yeah.
So it made sense, and it also made sense that you just focus on this one skill, because like the traditional sales and like traditional American, European companies is kind of like, you know, as a salesman, you do like cold acquisition, then you do lead gen, cold acquisition, setting, close, like entire process.
It's like the opposite of high ticket sales.
The opposite. So if you're good at everything, and they don't make a lot of money usually. So it just made sense for me. That was for me I think the biggest reason.
Okay.
And then I investigate, like I watched a lot of videos from other guys, and then for me I was sold. Like I knew, and also for me I always enjoyed just like talking to people, getting to know people. So like if I enjoy this much more than just looking into an Excel sheet or a PowerPoint presentation or whatever, like just looking into the screen in the office.
It's an important skill as well, right? Like I see a lot of people like, it's like, number one, if you like talking to people, obviously it's like that's what you do in high ticket sales. But also like regardless if you like or not, like you kind of need to know that skill, you know. Like if you want to make a lot of money, like you need to know how to talk to people, psychology, communication. Makes sense, totally. I'm curious, like with that, because I know some of the guys that are watching this are probably like, they probably maybe know a bit about high ticket sales, watched my videos before. How did you get started? Like how did you actually land your first role? How did that work out?
Yeah, so for me, what I did, so I was, back then in the 9 to 5 job, 3 things failed already. So yeah, I was like, okay, I want to do this. I know it's possible.
Yeah.
But in the past, like the other projects and some reasons why it failed was because I was trying to do it by myself.
Okay.
So I had like basically 2 options. Like option number one, I tried it by myself again.
Yeah.
I have never sold before anything, so I had no experience in sales whatsoever.
Okay.
And I didn't know anyone that was working as a closer, or I didn't know any company that would hire a closer. So I had, and I didn't even know how much percentage a closer makes.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me it was okay, either I do it alone, but it's gonna be very hard. It's gonna take a lot of time, and I'm gonna probably learn a lot of skills wrong in the beginning. So my fundamentals gonna be fucked up.
Yeah.
Or I get a mentor, a coach that already has done the stuff that I want to do, and just pay him and get the experience and learn from him and get help. But basically, online, like a coaching program to become a closer. So I opted for the second option, and I invested. I didn't even have the full money. Like it was a
payment plan, or
yeah, they offered me. I mean, it was 10K. It doesn't exist anymore, the coaching program.
Yeah.
And it's I didn't have the money, but I really wanted to do it. So the closer, and his name is John, is now a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I think you know him
Shout
too.
out to you, man. He closed me as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
John is the beast.
Yeah, he's also traveling around. Like sometimes we meet each other. Anyway, so he offered me a payment plan.
Okay.
And it made sense. So I knew I had the money for the first 2 months. And the third month I didn't have the money. So I was even, instead of looking at it like negative, like most people would, I was like, okay, this is like fire behind my ass, and it motivated me even more to go all in.
Yeah.
I left my job, I did the coaching, and yeah, the rest is history.
Bro, that's such a good thing you brought up there, because I feel like I hear a lot of people trying to get into high ticket sales without investing in themselves, you know. And I think the point is, like, definitely you can get into high ticket sales like without investing. But the thing is, like, the commitment that you learn to make, like when you actually invest 5K, 10K into yourself, like it builds some type of confidence, you know. It builds like a certainty within you that you're like able to like make stuff work, you know. You can take risks, you're willing to bet on yourself, like you kind of develops that thing within you that makes it way easier to then sell other people in the space.
100%. 100%. Yeah, it's different things that are like, it's a mindset shift. You know, I mean, it's everything. Like if you want to make money, like look at the richest people in the world. Like they always invest in themselves. They invest in businesses, in stock market. So it's the same principle. Like you invest and you get a return on investment, or ROI back. And yeah, you know, like Warren Buffett says, the best investment you can do is always in yourself, in your brain. So,
bro, I remember like when I started high ticket sales, like it was like 4 months in, I had some like health problems, you know. And then before I would just been like, okay, I'm gonna go on Google, YouTube, and just figure it out. But then because I was in the high ticket sales space, I was like, okay, instead of doing that, I'm gonna go out and like invest like a big chunk of money in something, you know. And I just found like a coaching program to improve my health, invest like 5K into that, and then like I fixed a lot of different things, because not really like the information, but it's like the commitment that I made into it, because I was like, I had skin in the game, you know. So like to your point, like it's so powerful, you know, and like it's the act itself as well to do it.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you made a good point. Like just the fact that you invest money into it, the probability that you're gonna, you know,
like implement
it. Yeah, it's much higher, because if you just like buy a $10 book, it's already good, but it's not the same. Like if you invest several $1,000s into something, or euros, you know, I'm better. It better works out, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. So now you have a bit about that. So tell us about like now for you. Like now you're living the good life, right? Like you're doing closing, you invested into the program, you got into your first role. Where are you at now? Like where are we at, by the way? Like where are we at right now, where we're sitting? And like what's been the last couple of years for you? Like where have you been at? What have you been doing? How much have you been making? Tell us.
Yeah, so that was around 3 years ago. So then thanks to this coaching offer, relatively within like 1 month, I had my first offer as a closer. And since then, I've been in different offers. So that's the nice part about closer. You're not stuck with one company for the rest of your life. Like if you want to try another niche, another market, another online business, you can always change, because you have the skill set. So I did it for different niches or niches, depending on how you pronounce the word. And then I also, like, what was it? 2 months after I invested into the coaching program, I booked it was 2 months. I booked a flight to Colombia.
Oh yeah. The same place as me.
Yeah.
That's the place to go if you want to have a come up. You know, go Medellin, Colombia.
Medellin, Colombia.
That's
It's
the-
yeah, and then there's a lot of closers from
Yeah,
all
yeah.
over the world, like Canadian, Americans, Europeans.
Yeah.
It's a nice environment to be in. And I was there, then went to Panama, then went back to Colombia, and I think back to Panama I think a couple of times. Then like Turkey, Spain. Now we're in Spain, by the way.
Yeah,
I
yeah, we're in
love
Spain.
Over the last 3 years, I came many times here to Spain. I just love it. And Switzerland, Austria, maybe I forgot some countries. Turkey,
Yeah.
Italy.
And remember, we linked up first time in Medellin. Actually, it was like a dinner for a bunch of closers that were like we met up there, and yeah, Medellin is definitely like a hub for like closers,
Yes.
aliens, owners. Really good place.
Yeah,
for sure.
and if I can add, like Medellin, but also other cities, like I haven't been to Thailand yet, but a lot of people, and I have closer friends that love Thailand.
Yeah.
Thailand
Yeah,
as
me too.
well, like the different island. I don't know how they know, like Phuket or so.
Yeah.
And then Bali, Indonesia as well. Cape Town as well.
Oh yeah.
I've never heard of it, but like I've heard now a couple of times that there's a lot of closers there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, me too.
So they're different like hotspots. Which Marbella, it's interesting.
Yeah, Marbella is good. That's cool, man. So it's cool. So right now, like in terms of let's talk numbers for a bit because I know like everyone watching is just you want to know the numbers, you know. So for
good
you,
stuff.
like with high ticket sales, like what's been your like I guess average income as a closer specifically, and what's your top month so far?
Yeah, so I started top month was 23,000 USD.
23,000.
Yeah.
All right.
And on average, I mean that's the thing that I would say the beauty about closing it varies a lot. Like it depends on marketing, the leads coming in, on your if you know or you're locked in or you're more like enjoying the country you're in. So yes, it's usually between 15 to 20k.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, like there's sometimes months where you only make 8k or 7k.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there are months you make 21, 20k. So but I would say on average at 15, 20k. Yeah, that's like the range.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. And then what for? I know one question I get a lot is like, okay, what do you actually sell? You know, what's the offer? And I gave some examples. You can sell like fitness coaching, like B2Cs, like helping people make money online. There's like health coaching. There's dating coaching. What have you been selling? Like, give us some examples of like some offers and what that look like.
Yeah, it's interesting because I over the last 3 years I was in different niches, completely different niches.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of closing. That is like you can do it for in every niche. It's
Yeah.
always the same 6 faces. It's the same conversation, just having with people. Just the product, the info product is going to be different. The coaching is different. So just to give you some example, I was in lead generation for financial advisors in the US. So there was a lead generation consulting offer. You can call it that way. Then once I was in a academia offer. I didn't even know that existed. It was like helping professors and PhD students to coaching so they can write and be better in time management and write better their thesis and publish in academic journal. I have no idea about that word, but
interesting.
I became one of the top closers there.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's even good if you don't know too much about the product actually. So, and then also at BizOp, like was an offer about how to start your own marketing agency, how to make money online for people that are stuck in a 9 to 5. So I also did that for a while. So yeah, different niches.
Cool.
Just to give you some idea.
What was your favorite, or what's been your favorite?
Good question. I would say, I mean, everything has like its pros and maybe some cons, but I would say the BizOp. Because I could relate the most, because those people were stuck in a 9 to 5. So I could also like tell them like, you know, I can relate because I used to be in the same situation as you. So probably this. Academia was also very nice because it's, I mean, for me, it's very boring, the topic, but the people are very friendly, you know, like professors and PhD students, they're not going to push back on you. They're just very, very kind people, you know, so it's very, they would say thank you all the time. And so that was like also a really nice offer as well.
Cool.
Legion was cool too. I learned a lot there.
Yeah.
But you know, if your leads are financial advisors, it's kind of like they're tougher. And it was also my first offer. Maybe.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, they're probably pretty rough, right?
And the price point was 15k.
Yeah.
So 15k first offer, and then all your leads are like 60, 70-year-old financial advice from the corporate world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough, but that's like after that everything was so easy and still is for me. So
nice.
Yeah. But I would say academia and BizOp is probably for me the best.
And I like what you say because that's so true. That's what I experienced myself as well. It's like in the beginning, it's like you're just grinding. You're like kind of just like throwing yourself into the deep end. Yes, you don't really know what you're doing, sort of uncertainty. But then it's like when you get a hang of it, when you know how to close, you have like a good sales process to follow. You learn how to handle objections, how to do discoveries. Like when you learn the sales fundamentals, like you said, you can get on any offer. You understand how people make decisions, B2B, B2C, whatever it, fitness, whatever it is. You can just crush it, like because you have the skill inside of you. And I think that's like that's what I love about sales. You know, it's like especially high ticket sales. Like when you have that inside of you, no one takes that away from you. It's like you can go to any company in any country or like wherever and always make money.
Yeah.
A lot of confidence comes from that.
I always compare it to bicycle riding a bicycle.
Yeah.
Once you learned it, you can always do it. You're never gonna unlearn it for the rest of your life. So it's like a high income skill you have there, and you're never gonna make less than 10K a month.
Yeah, it's like income guarantee pretty much. Yeah, for sure. But the sun is cooking me right now like crazy. So we're gonna wrap this up with two more very important and very insightful questions I want to ask you. That's gonna be very valuable for you guys as well to hear from your perspective. First off, is like, what does your life look like right now? You know, we talked about where you're traveling and things like that, but like where, or what does your actual work life look like? You know, when you're waking up in the morning, how many hours do you work? Do you decide your own schedule? How flexible is that? Where can you work from? Run us through like a day in the life of being a closer.
Sure. So right now, I mean, yeah, I'm 3 years in. So for me, it's you know, the skill set is pretty good. Like I'm very confident. It's so yeah. So what I'm doing right now, because it's summer in Europe, so I also want to enjoy, you know, Spain, the beaches, everything. I reduced the calls I'm taking every day.
Okay.
So currently I'm taking 3 to 4 calls a day. So guys, for you, like just to give you an idea, it's like 30. Like a call is like 30 to 45 minutes at least for me.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's not many hours of work, like 2 hours of work per day, and the rest I just enjoy, you know, going hiking, going to beaches. Here in Spain there's a lot of like hidden beaches too, so it's you can just go there when you hike, or you know, swimming in the pool, swimming in the sea, doing a lot of sport, reading a lot. Yeah, just also like working on my own. Like I also invest in some coaching programs myself, and then just like learning, growing as a person, and yeah, also some dating. So also always good, you know, like part of life. So yeah, just basically enjoying summer in Europe while doing very good money.
Nice, man, nice. And I think this is something that I know a lot of people don't really understand about high ticket sales. It's like high ticket sales is one of those things where like obviously like you need to learn the skill. It takes hard work, you know. Like you don't come into the space and it's like make 10K like just doing what Thomas is doing right now, like as a beginner, you know. He has gotten to this point because he's earned it. So I want to be clear on that. It's like for myself as well, it takes hard work. Like you have to go for a period of like learn the skill, actually getting good, working hard. It's not a get rich quick by any means. But then it gets to a point where like you've learned the skill, you're locked in, you know what you're doing, and you can get there pretty quickly as well. Where then you get to a point like you're saying right now is that you're taking a couple of calls per day, your closing rate is super high, you close most of those calls, and you can get more flexibility on the offer, work less hours, all that good stuff, for sure. So I just want to add that on as well. But that's cool, man. So I want to wrap this up before we like completely overheat here and the camera as well. For you, man, like, do you have some advice? I guess you probably have. Like for someone who's watching this video, either they're just starting off with high ticket sales, like in the beginning stages, or they're in a 9 to 5, which is probably most of you guys watching this. What's your advice for them in terms of like getting out of that, you know, and making change? They don't like what they're doing right now. They want to do something bigger in their life. Like, what's your advice for that person and that old version for yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I always think back when I get like this or like similar question, like think back to myself, like what was my mindset, what were my fears back when I was in a 9 to 5 job before I started high ticket closing. And you know, my advice that I can give, and that which I would give my younger self as well, is, you know, just take action. Just take action, because what most people don't know, like the opposite of action is not inaction, it's delay. You know, and if you delay starting with something, even if it's the wrong thing, doesn't matter. If you delay doing something, I can guarantee you that you're never gonna, you know, make the 10, 20K. You're never gonna travel. You're never gonna reach your goals, and you're just getting older. And then you're just gonna regret it when you're like old, that you haven't taken action when you were younger.
Right.
So for me, like the number one advice I would give my younger self, and maybe some of you can take inspiration from that, is just take action. You know, just take action. And what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? Like in the book, I know we talked about this the other days. In the book, The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, he talks about it. And when he was in a 9 to 5 job, like what's the worst case scenario, you know?
Yeah.
And he says like the worst case scenario is like if nothing works out, which is very unlikely, but if nothing works out, then you can always go back to the job that you had.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like the worst case scenario is literally like what your life looks like right now. that's what kind of amazes me as well. Like, I see this over and over again with guys like you, like other closer friends that we have as well. Like everyone that makes it big, whether it's closing, whether it's like making 10K a month, achieving freedom for myself, like everyone, you know, I know you agree on this as well. Whereas like everyone, they're very good at just like jumping into stuff before they know how to swim. You know, they jump into the pool, jump into the deep end, and figure it out. So yeah, I want to add it on because I love the advice you gave there. But it's just like do it before you feel ready to do it. If you commit, jump into it, and then you figure it out as you go, then you see success. But if you're waiting and analyzing, like you keep yourself stuck for so long, and it's kind of sad to see. You know, some people they just like think so much, they analyze and they never do anything because they think that they feel like they're being smart by analyzing, but in reality they're just like holding stuff back.
Can I add something there?
Yeah.
Exactly, like 100% agree, and that's the point. Like, you know, the more you analyze, the more you think about it, the less likely is that you're gonna do the first step and take action. Because you have to think about this, like why are so many, and I was not different back then, you know, why are so many people like never get to their goals even though they know what they should be doing? Because they overanalyze. Now, why do they overanalyze? You know, not because they're bad people, but they overanalyze because they're seeking, you know, certainty. They're seeking a guarantee. They're seeking no risk, and that's the point. Because like if you're never gonna, if you want to like make it big in life, business, closing, sales, whatever, like, you know, you cannot play safe. Like if you don't take any risk, you're never gonna make the 10, 20K. And so that's the thing. So yeah, just take action. Know that, and I always compare it with, you know, when you go, I don't know how in English how you say, like if you go like jumping from an airplane with a parachute.
Oh yeah, like jumping from
jumping from an airplane with the parachute. And then the paratroopers, you know, the longer you wait to jump, the scarier it gets. So, you know, just jump. You know, you look down, exactly. It's scary, you just have to jump. And that's the same with like, you know, should I start with online business? Should I start like investing in myself? Should I start trying to get into high ticket sales? Because there's so many people already done it and it worked out for them. Like whatever it may be, you know, just take the first step, and then so you're always going to be better off than before. So that's my advice.
100%. This is good advice. And I know you guys, you probably heard this before, similar advice, but like actually take this in, because like I know for me and probably for yourself as well, like I used to be the guy before hearing stuff like this that wouldn't do this. You know, I wouldn't do this stuff at all. I would be like, okay, I was scared, I was uncertain, so I would just like hold myself back, you know. And there's been so many times before I like started seeing success, you know, that I was like, I was on sales calls, I was looking into different programs, I was like looking at things I could be doing, but I was like analyzing. I felt good about it, you know, like a lot of times, and I was that person.
So interesting.
And then like I the thing I did to change it, just to give some insight there as well. Like I just the way you overcome the fear, over analyzing, is by just fucking doing it, you know. So I did it. I invested in a program, and then like from there on, I started kind of like stacking that, or like acting like a new version of myself, you know, and like just doing that over and over again. And now I'm at the point where like for me now, it would make zero sense to like get on a sales call, want to do something and then not do it, or look at opportunity or analyze something more than I need to, you know. Just like kind of change how you operate but I was that person before. That's the interesting thing, is like I went from there to now getting success by changing how I make decisions.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Now that you say this, like I have a similar story that almost no one knows it, that when I was at university back in Switzerland, I mean, that's many years ago. So then a lot of people back then were like talking about, oh, let's start an app, let's start a startup, you know. And it was funny because I would believe it. I would say, okay, they're working on a startup. And then like 1 year later, when I would cross their path in a cafeteria or anything, I would ask them, hey, how's the startup going? And they would always give me the same answer, like, yeah, you know, we're still working on it. Like, we haven't started yet, but we're still talking about it. We know. And then it was it blew my mind. And then like, I don't know who said it, if it was, I don't know, some American entrepreneur or in a book, but someone I heard, and it makes so much sense what you said, like talking about it or analyzing, researching it. It produces dopamine in your brain, and it's the same effect as actually getting the results. And then because you already get the dopamine by talking about it in like startup cafeterias, startup meetings, like you know, I'm gonna start my business, but never actually doing it. It already makes them happy. So it's better, you know, just do it, and then on the long term, it's gonna make you happy, and you're gonna have the money, you're gonna have the freedom. So it's
100%.
Just to add on.
And you become a killer as well. Like when you operate that way, you just jump into thing. It's like you realize like not everything you do is going to work out, but when you just like keep taking shots, like you move forward, you know, way more than the person who's just like sitting there and like analyzing one option, you know. That's the way that for you as well. Like you tried a bunch of different businesses and then you found success. Myself as well. We wouldn't have gotten here if we like stopped after the first attempt, you know. So yeah, we're going to keep yapping on because I think we kind of drove the point home at this point. But good to have you on the channel, man. Really good to have you here.
Thank you.
We're going to keep enjoying the Spanish sun here and head to a beach probably pretty soon. Hit a workout first. So yeah. hopefully, guys, this was valuable. And as always, if you want to learn from me directly, or if you want to get coached to get into killer high ticket sales role, you can apply. Book a call, download the video, talk with me directly, see if I can help you get coached up and get placed in a good offer in this industry, as like I helped over 100 other guys do. And if you have any questions, DM me on Instagram, and yeah, the link for that is down below as well. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.